Okay, it's time to check out the sidelines. And amongst them, the first move I want to consider is e6. A pretty bad choice because generally Caro-Kann player wants their bishop outside the pawn chain. And here I think they are playing right into the white's hand, as the structure we are going to witness, that is d4, c5 and c3, clearly resemble the French advance, where unfortunately black bishop is completely a bad piece. So I am sure it is white who is more prepared in this position rather than black. Last but not least, what to do against the move c5, which is, although not been played very often from this position, I think it's black's best bet. And against this, what else? We are going to erect our pawn chain with c3, knight to c6 and d4. Okay, black has few options, and amongst them, if we continue with bishop to g4, then this directly transposes into our first line with d captures c5, and after e6, do you remember? Bishop to e3, and I have shown earlier why this line is so good for the white. The second move, bishop to f5, is also frequently played from here, but I think this is a slightly inaccurate choice, as now white can take on c5, whereupon his idea is, after e6, he wants to play b4 and hold on to his material. A sample line can run like this: a5, bishop to b5, a takes b4 and pawn takes b4, where the end result is very clear. White is a healthy pawn up with a queenside majority, and with some careful play, this is definitely a position which white will certainly enjoy. Finally, black can play the accurate choice here, namely c captures d4, and after c captures d4, now he can play bishop to g4, which I personally think is the best response by the black. However, still black has to negotiate some nasty tricks by the white. The general piece layout goes like this: bishop to e3, e6, bishop to d3, black give this check, and after knight to c3, he complete his piece development with knight to e7. But after castle on the king side, exactly here we sets up yet another tricky platform, as the most frequent choice by the black, such as castle on the king side and knight to f5, turn out to be a mistake by the black. Let's check how. The first option, castle, is a pretty bad choice, and everybody who have seen my Greek gift sacrifices, they can instantly spot in this position bishop takes f7. If black king doesn't take it, then white can drop his bishop back with a clear pawn advantage. So more or less black has to take it, whereupon we play knight to g5, and after king to g8 and queen captures g4, on top of extra material, white has some scary attack coming up with queen movement on h5, and altogether this position is fun to play as a white. Against the second popular choice, knight to f5, I recommend white should start with h3, nabbing the bishop pair and setting up yet another tricky platform. So if you carefully look at this position, the d4 pawn is hanging, and as happened in the majority of the cases, black has indeed taken up this pawn, but the matter of fact is, after queen to g4, suddenly white get a completely winning position. Well, the engine suggests that black should play g5, but in that case, black king remain in the center, and practically you don't expect such a continuation from the black side. So by far the most popular choice is knight to f5, whereupon the task is very simple. You take on f5, black has to recapture. Now you take on g7, and after rook to f8, I think this position completely stinks from the black perspective. He has some horrible pawn structure with the king stuck in the center. And let me show you some further moves which shows how pathetic black position is. Bishop to g5, attacking the queen. Bishop to e7. You take the bishop. Black is forced to capture back with the knight, whereupon the end result, knight to b5, and white has a last laugh as knight to d6 is coming up, where it is just matter of time where black has to press the resign button. That's it guys. I hope you enjoy and learn my tricky Rapruta against the Caro-Kann. The line I have shown here are very rarely played, yet well analyzed by chess engine, and most important feature is it contains lot of tricks against Caro-Kann, something which we desperately need in the tournament practice. Well, thank you for watching this video. Feel free to like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you in my next episode very soon. Bye and take care.